أولى ثانوي. فرصة جديدة وحلم جديد وهنعديها بالتأكيد، وهنعديها بالتأكيد. أولى ثانوي.
Welcome dear student to our channel مدرستنا 3 under the supervision of Ministry of Education. أعزائي طلاب الصف الأول الثانوي، أهلا بكم في حلقة جديدة من تدريس الأحياء باللغة الإنجليزية. حلقة مميزة جدا في المراجعة النهائية للفصل الدراسي الثاني تحت إشراف وزارة التربية والتعليم قناة مدرستنا 3. Okay. إن شاء الله in this episode we will focus the final revisions about the second semesters, starting 2 units, Unit 3 and Unit 4. Starting Unit 3 that related to inherited or genetic traits. Unit 4 related to taxonomy. Okay, please follow me and pay attention to reach the final destinations to how to solve this problem and found in you MCQ multi-choice questions. Okay, inshallah, we will start. First questions. The sperm in human differ from each other in A, the number of somatic and sex chromosomes together, B, the number of sex chromosome only, C, the type of sex chromosome, D, the size of somatic chromosome. What is the best answer? The best answers, the type of sex chromosome, okay? Sperm, the human being, males, and consists of 44 plus XY. 44, that's 3% autosome chromosome. XY, that's 3% sex chromosome. So the difference in the type of the sex chromosome is the best answers. Sex chromosome in male, X and Y, two different type of chromosome. But in female, in homozygous, that means that it's the same, 22 plus X and 22 plus X. Second questions. The karyotype of the human male differs from to that of the female in the number of sex chromosome, wrong. The number of the somatic chromosome, wrong. The best answer is C, that's the type of sex chromosome. Okay? So the best answer is C in the questions number 1 and the questions number 2, the best answer is C. That's right. Okay? If the percentage of gametes of the type of AP that are producing by an individual is 100%. What is the genotype of this individual? Okay. Please pay attention, please, is this point. Okay? AB in this percentage of the gametes that represent A small, B small. That means that the parents, it consists of two pair of genes. Both of them is recessive. That means that A small, B small, so it's represent 100%. If the first pair of genes, A capital A small, and others, B capital B small. This is types of this parents. It can producing from this 4 type of gametes. A capital, B small, A capital, B capital, A capital, B capital, A capital, B small, A small, B capital, A small, B small. So the best answer is correct, is D, A small, B small, B small. Okay. Second questions. A person with a genotype for a pair of certain trait is G capital, G small, H capital, H capital. Which of the following is correct with respect to the producing gametes genotypes? Okay. A, 25 G capital, 25 G small, H capitals. Pay attention. G capital, G small, H capital represent 25? No. Second answers. B, 50% G small, H capitals. C, 75 G capital, H capital. D, 100% G capital, H capital. So the best answers, if you take the G capital, G small, G capital small, that's 3%, 50%, so the best answer is B. Okay, focus on best answers in the questions number 1, D, A small, B small, B smalls, and the second questions of the person with the genotypes for pair of certain trait, G capital, G small, H capital, that's 3%, the best answer B, 50% of G capital, G small, H capital. Okay, that's right. Another questions. When across gene interactions, that means that lack of a dominance. Lack of a dominance. Before beginning starting these questions, we can definitions the lack of dominant. Okay? It is a genetic trait in which any trait is controlled by a pair of genes. No one of them dominant each other. Both of them working together to appearance the new trait. For example, inherited the color flower in anthurium plant. For example, red colors mating with the white colors. Red color, the 3% are capital. White color, the 3% W capital. When take a gametes from one parent and the second parent and meeting together, the producing a new trait, it's called R capital, W capital, it's purple flowers. So a new trait, it's appear in the first generation. This is the difference between the LICA dominance and the first and the Mendelian characteristic. In Mendelian characteristic, in the first generation, it appears 100% dominant. And second generations, 3-to-1 dominant trait, the 3% 75, and recessive trait, the 3% 25 trait. That's right. But in LICA dominance, there is a difference. In the first generations, new trait, it's appear. And second generations, it's appear 1-2-to-1. What's the mean to 1? A new trait from 1 to parents, maybe red, maybe white. 2, the 3% a new trait are capital W capitals, and the second from one parent maybe red or white. Okay. Now we are going to focus on these questions. When crossing two anthurium plants, both of them carry purple flowers. Answer the following questions. Number 1, the percentage of the results purple flowers from this crossing is purple flowers in the first generations. The percentage of the result purple flowers from this crossing, when crossing two anthurium plant, both of them carry a purple flower. Answer the following. That's it's appear 50%. Why? Because in the second generation, both of purple are W with RW, that's producing 2. That means that 50%, 1% from red and other from white. So the best answer is C, 50%. 2. The percentage of result white flowers from this crossing, that's 3%. 1, that means that 25%. So the best answer is D. Okay, that's right. Focus in these answers, please. The percentage in the result purple flowers from this crossing is C, the 3%, 50%. And the second, the percentage of result white flowers from this crossing is the 3%, D, 25%. That's right. Okay. Inherited the blood group. Pay attention, please, dear student. In the blood groups, there is a multiple alleles. A, P, O. Like a dominance. Okay? A not dominant to B. Okay? Complete dominant. A dominant O, B dominant O. In the blood group, there is 6 genotypes, 4 phenotypes. 4 phenotype, blood group A, blood group B, blood group AB, blood group O. There is 3% phenotype. But the genotypes, in the blood group A, there is 2 phenotype, A capital O, A capital, A capitals. Why? Because there is a Mendelian characteristic it appears in this point. Why? Because A dominant O. In the blood group B, B capital, O, B capital, B capital, that occurs in the blood group A. In the blood group AB, like a dominance, both of A and B not dominant to each other, okay? O, it is the recessive traits, the 3% OO, so the in blood group inherited the blood group, multiple allele A, P, and O. The mean allele of genes, okay? And complete dominant, it's appear in the A dominant O, P dominant O. Like a dominance, A not dominant to P. Pay attention, please, dear student. Now we are going to focus about these questions that related to inherited the blood group. Blood group AB has 1 genotype. Why? Because the gene A doesn't dominant over the gene B. B, the gene A dominance over the gene O. C, the gene B dominance over the gene O. D, the gene A and P participate together to appearance in these blood groups. E, the group O representing the gene of the recessive characteristics. What do you think? Make a critical thinking about this multiple alleles, or multiple choice. A, it is the best answer. Why, misters? A is the best answer. Inherited the blood group AB, no dominant. That means that like a dominant, both of two genes, A and B, not dominant to each other. So the best answer is the gene A doesn't dominate over the gene B. Number 2, which blood group contains anti-A only? Pay attention, please. In the blood group A, there is the antigen A, antibody, anti-B. In a blood group AB, and blood group B, antigen B, antibody, anti-A. In the blood group AB, there is a two type of antigen, antigen A and antigen B, no antibody, anti-A or anti-B absence from the blood group AB. So it's called universal receivers, universal receivers. But in the blood group O, in the blood group O, this is the recessive trait that doesn't contain any antigen, but it contains two types of antibody, anti-A and anti-B. So the best answers, the gene A dominant over the gene B is the best answer. And second questions, which the blood group contain anti-A only, the blood group B, the best answer is B. Focus in this answer, please, in these slides. Okay, follow me, please. A man with the blood group A married to a woman with the blood group B. They gave birth O. Okay, that's right. A child with the blood group O. What are the genotype of the parent blood group? Pay attention, please, in this point. When a meeting is occur between A capital, E capital, B capital, no blood group comes from the second generations. Why? Because A dominant O, B dominant O. B, AO with BB, the final may be producing AB and BO. A, B, and BO, so not producing blood group O. C, AA with the blood group BO, no producing blood group O. To the best answer D. Why? Because AO, BO producing OO and AP may be. In this point, please, in this choice number D, give us 4 types of blood group. Blood group AB, blood group BO, blood group AO, and finally blood group OO. This is the best answer is D. From the properties of the blood group B is that can be transferred to any other blood group? No, blood group O. It receives blood from all blood group? No, this is the blood group AB. It doesn't contain antibody? No, this is the blood group O. So the best answer is D. Why? Because it may pure or hybrid. May be BO hybrid, PP pure. That's right. Okay, this is the best answers is D in the first questions, and D in the second questions, it may be pure or hybrid or heterozygous. That's right. Pay attention in this part, please, and follow me, dear student. Focus. The opposite figure represent the type of the blood groups. Write the number and the sample of the blood group. Let's express the following statement. Number 1, it contains antigen A and B. That's right, blood group 3. Why? Blood group 1, universal donors. 2, blood group 2. Universal donor to the blood group 3. Universal donor to the blood group B. So the best answers, and it contains antigen A and B, blood group AB, the number 3. It is the right answers. Okay, number 2, it contains anti-P. That means the blood group A, it's called, that represents 2. These answers, it contains anti-P, blood group 2A. That means that 1, blood group O, 2, blood group A, 3, blood group AB. Finally, this is the blood group B. That's right. 3, it's called the universal donors. Universal donor, number 1, that represents blood group O. B, if an accident occurs to the person, the blood group of this fathers is blood group number 1. Number 1, father, blood group OO. That's right. And the blood group of the mother is the blood group number 3. That means that blood group A, father, AO, mating with the blood group 3, AB. It's producing A capital O, B capital O, as mentioned previously in this last slides. And the blood group of this mother is the blood group number 3, which of one of the parents can donate blood to the son. And why? That means that the blood group number 1, why? Because the blood group number 1, it's called universal donors, give any blood group. Why? Because it doesn't contain any antigen, but contain 2 types of antibody, antibody A and antibody B. That's right. Okay. فاصل قصير إن شاء الله ونعاود حلقة المراجعة النهائية للصف الأول الثانوي مادة الأحياء باللغة الإنجليزية.
أولى ثانوي أولى ثانوي.
Welcome dear student in our channel مدرستنا 3. In this episode is special for the final revisions. Pay attention please and focus. Another lessons that related to gene interactions, complementary gene and lethal gene. Before you're subject to any questions, much choice questions, MCQ in this episode, we can define the complementary gene. What is the main type of the complementary gene? A group of genes working together. Okay, that means that to appearance is the dominant trait that's add in the LICA dominant. Okay, complementary genes. Okay, it is the genetic trait in complementary genes to appearance the dominant gene at least in each pairs. For example, in gene number 1, pair number 1, A capital, gene number 2, B small. So it's not called dominant trait, recessive trait. Appearance is a trait depending on appearance a dominant gene at least in each pair. What that means at least in each pair? That means that in pair number 1, dominant trait. Pair number 2, and another dominant trait. Okay? In complementary genes, pair number 1 maybe contains 1 dominant genes or 2, and pair number 2, 1 dominant gene or 2. Okay? So the dominant traits, it's the A capital, B capital. That means that purple flowers. Okay? Or pink flowers. Sorry, pink flowers. A capital, B small, white. A small, B capital, white. So to appearance, the dominant traits, its appearance depending on appearance, the dominant gene at least in each pair. Maybe 1 pair dominant in one pairs and another pair, or both of 2 in the 2 of genes. Okay. This is the complementary gene. Okay. Lethal gene, it is a genetic trait found in the pure state, dominant or recessive. Causes miscarriage, the vital process, all disturbances in the vital process. Finally, lead to death. So the lethal genes is related to 2 types. Dominant lethal genes, for example, Y capital. Inherited, the color differed in the mice. Okay, Y capitals, that lead to death of the mice in the uterus on the female's mice. Okay, but recessive trait in infantile dementia, for example, small, that represent lethal gene lead to death in the embryo inside the uterus of mothers in human being. That's right. For example, in this question that related to complementary genes and lethal genes, the percentage of mice lost when crossing a yellow-colored yellow-colored males with the gray-colored females. What do you expect about the percentage of 50% when a crossing, it's okay, a percentage of mice lost when a crossing yellow-colored male with the gray-colored? No lost. Why? Because both of second generation, all of them hybrid. But in lethal gene must be found in the pure state. Dominant pure state, Y capital. So the percentage of loss is 0. Why? Because both of them producing of the second generations, it's hybrid. But a lesser gene is found in the pure state. Okay? When crossing to yellow-colored mice, the number of results of spring after multiple pairs was 12 mice. So the number of yellow-colored mice is about 3, guess. 4, guess. 6, guess. D, 8, guess. Guess what of them? 3, 4, 6, or 8. Multiple pairs, 12 mice. Okay? When crossing to hybrid, Y capital, Y small, both of them. In the first generations, Y capital, death in uterus. Why? Because the lesser genes. Y capital, Y small, Y capital, Y small, Y small, Y small. That means that in every crossing or mating, 2 mice is producing, and one gray. This is the multiple births, 12 mice. That means that it is 4 times. 4 times by 2 yellow, it is the total number is D. Why? Because each times 2 yellow, Y capital, Y small, Y capital, Y small. So in the multiple births, 12. In each times 3, Y capital, Y small, Y capital, Y small, Y small, Y small. In 1 times. 3 times, 4 by 3 equal 12. Each one of them times producing Y capital, Y small, Y capital, Y small. So the total number is 8. That's right. R8. Best answers. And the questions number 1, 0. And the questions number 2 is R8. That's right. A dominant lethal gene differs from the recessive lethal gene in all the following except. Dominant lethal gene differs from the recessive lethal gene. The genotype of the dead offspring, that's right. In the dominant, Y capital, Y capital. In recessive, small. That's right. The genotype of the living offspring, that's right. Both of the living offspring is different. The phenotype percentage of the living organism, the phenotype is producing in the dominant lethal gene 2 yellow. But in the recessive lethal gene, 1 phenotype. So the percentage between the phenotype and dominant lethal gene to the recessive lethal gene, 2 to 1. So it's wrong. Finally, the best answer is dy, the percentage of the dead offspring, both of them 25 in the dominant lethal gene, 25 in the recessive lethal gene. Number 6, the ratio between the number of phenotype of the dominant lethal gene and that of the recessive lethal gene when crossing hybrid individual is respectively. The best answer P, 2 to 1, as I mentioned previously in the first multiple choice questions. Okay, numbers. That's right. Here's the best answer is D, the percentage of dead offspring, number 6, 2 to 1. That's right. Pay attention, please, dear student, in part. Okay. This questions special for complementary gene. Okay, a group of genes working together, appearance of the dominant trait. Appearance of the dominant trait depending on appearance of the dominant gene at least in each pairs. Okay, appearance of the dominant gene at least in each pairs. This appearance in one of them in first in one pairs lead to finally appearance of the dominant genes. Okay, for examples, answer the following questions. Assessment activities the following table. Show the result generations from crossing of 2 strains of the bee plant. Answer the following questions. AB, A small b, to 1, A capital, A small, B capital, B small. 3, A capital, A small, B small, A capital, B capital, B small. 4, A capital, B small, B small. What are the genotype for the plants? Number 1, 2, and 3, and 4 infers the phenotype of the parents. So this is schedules, okay? You can infer the genotypes of the parents. That means that when a crossing between the living organism, that means that the phenotype between 2 parents, A capital, A small, B capital, B small, and the others, A capital, B capital, B small. We can calculate that through your papers. And finally, calculate this through this. AB and this. What about this, the number 2, 4, and 3? A capital, B capital. A capital, Number 4. Can you see this schedule and can define this through this? A small b, A capital, A small, B capital, B small. That means that in this, A capital. That's right. A capital, A small, B capital. That means that in this space, A capital, B capital. That's right. A capital, B capital. Okay? That's right. Another question. If a normal sperm that doesn't contain the sex chromosome X can fertilize a normal ovum, so may appear. This is related to sex determinations in the human, abnormal chromosomal cases in the humans. Abnormal chromosome, this is a special case that related to abnormal chromosome. This is a type of abnormal chromosomes. That means that mutations, it's okay in both of sex chromosome or somatic chromosome. As I mentioned previously, there's the two types of chromosome. Autosomal chromosome, that's represent 44 in a human being, in males. XY, that's represent sex chromosome. In females, 44, that's represent autosomal chromosome. XX, that's represent sex chromosome. When it can make it take a gametes, it take half during mitotic divisions. 22 plus X, sperm. 22 plus Y, sperm. The sperm, it has a two type of gametes. 22 plus X, 22 plus Y. 22 plus X, 22 plus X, homozygous gametes that's represented of and the female. When a crossing gets occur, mating gets occur between normal sperm, 22 plus Y, with abnormal ovums, 22 plus XX, producing finally 44 plus XX, Y, that's represent Klinefelter syndrome, increasing the number of sex chromosomes. This is the symptoms that appear: feminizations across the breast, tallness, and sterility, and fertiles. They have to be reducing mating and producing new individuals. Another type in sex chromosomes, when a mating it's occur between normal sperm, 22 plus X, that means that females come, inshallah, plus 22 plus 0. This is the disturbances in the ovum, producing Turner syndrome, 44 plus X0. The number of chromosomes is 45. It's shortness, females not reaching into the puberty. Why? Because deficiency in X chromosome. Finally, it's occur in the autosomal chromosomes. It's called Down syndromes. As when mating, it's occur between 44, or not 44, but 23 plus X, mating 22 plus X, producing 45 plus XX is the disturbance that it's occur in autosomal chromosome. That's right. If a normal sperm that doesn't contain sex chromosome X, that means that Y, can fertilize a normal ovum, so they may appears Turner syndrome, normal female, Klinefelter syndrome case, or normal male. That means that X plus Y, normal males, normal males. A second question: the individuals that's resulted from the fertilization of a normal ovum by a sperm 22 plus X is a male with the Klinefelter syndrome? No, individual resulting from fertilization. Normal ovum by 22 plus X, that means that normal female. The best answer is normal female, okay? The best answers in first questions, normal male, and second is the normal female. The 3%, D is the best answers, and C is the best answers. Okay, follow me. A female with the Turner syndrome is similar to the female with the Down syndrome in Eve. Pay attention, please, this point, please, in these questions. For example, a female with the Turner syndrome, that means that 44 plus X0. That's right. Similar to the female with the Down syndromes, 45 plus XX. That means that both of the two cases, Turner syndromes and the Down syndrome, both of them doesn't contain chromosome Y, so it's the difference between of them. Number of sex chromosomes, number of autosomal chromosomes, case symptoms, absence of chromosome Y. This is the best answer, absence of the chromosome Y. After, and mention, as I had mentioned previously, the structure of both of Turner syndrome and the Down syndrome. The number of autosomes in the ovum of normal females is normal ovum 22 plus X. That means that 22 representing autosomal chromosome. So the best answer is A22. That's right. Okay? The type of abnormal chromosome in a case of Klein-Center syndromes differ from the Down syndromes. How far the statement is correct with explanations. What do you think about these questions, please, dear students? The type of abnormal chromosome in a case of Klinefelter syndrome, okay, differs from the Downs. How far the statement? This statement is correct. Why? Because the type of the mutations, it's occurred in the Klinefelter syndrome, it's occurred in sex chromosome, increasing the chromosome X than with the normals. So the number of chromosomes is 47, 44 plus X, XY. But in Down syndromes, the disturbances, it occurs in the autosome chromosome, 45 plus XY. So the difference both of them. This is the correct answer. That's right. Okay? A normal man married to the normal woman, but her father's suffering from colored blindness. This is related to sex-linked trait, sex-influenced, and sex-limited trait medical examinations before marriage. What about the sex-linked trait? فاصل قصير وإن شاء الله بعد الفاصل نعود حلقة المراجعة لمعرفة sex-linked trait, sex-influenced trait, and finally sex-limited trait.
أولى ثانوي أولى ثانوي.
Welcome, dear students. After short break, this episode is special for you, final revisions about the second semesters. Now we're going to focus about another point that related to second semesters, sex-linked trait, sex-influenced trait, finally sex-limited trait. Sex-linked trait, they are the trait, somatic trait. Their gene carry on a sex chromosome and not affecting by sex hormones. For example, colored inherited the hemophilia in the human being and the colored blindness, hemophilia, liquidity of the blood due to absence of the specific type of the substance causes liquidity of the blood. Colored blindness, it is a genetic case causes inability to differentiation between special two colors, green and red. Okay. Sex-linked trait. For example, first questions. A normal man married to the normal woman. Normal man, XY. For examples, what are the father suffering from the colored blindness? Normal man, YA. You can explain this through your papers and pens. Using these details and correct mating. XY, C capitals. Mating, crossing between the female. What about the female? From the colored blindness. Fathers, he's suffering from colored blindness. That means that the female is the hybrid carriers. C capital, C small. But father, C capitals. What about the percentage of mating? 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%? I think 25%. If a woman that's heterozygous for the colored blindness disease is married to a man who can't distinguish red and green colors, what is the percentage of appearance of the disease among these fathers? So the best answer is 50%. Okay? A woman that's heterozygous. That means that heterozygous, colored blindness, C capital C small. Married to the man who can't distinguish red and green colors, that means that the man XY C small. Pay attention, please, in this point. Who the percentage? What about the percentage? It occurs between male or females suffering from colored blindness. That's right, male. Why? Because the male, it contains two types. May be suffering, may be healthy. Suffering, C small, XY. Healthy, C capital. Why? Because the chromosome Y doesn't carry this gene. So the males inherited this trait through his daughters, but inherited this trait through his son, through inherited to the mothers and the grandsons. It's may be infected through this father. That's right. Other questions? A healthy man whose fathers suffering from hemophilia, married to the healthy woman, where this disease was not known through the history of her family. What are the possible of the appearance of this disease among these children? All children are normals. All males are infected. Again, a healthy man who's suffering from hemophilia. That means that XY, H capitals. Married to the healthy woman, H capital, H capitals. Where this disease was not known through the history of her family. What are the possible of the appearance of this disease among these children? All the children are normals. The best answer, all children are normal. Why? Both of mother and the father are healthy, and the males, chromosome Y doesn't carry this gene. When a healthy man married to the hemophilia carrier woman, healthy man, H capitals, XY, H, X carrier the chromosome X carrier A, H gene. Married to the hemophilia carrier woman, H capital, H small, the possibility of the percentage emerge from this suffering from this disease, that's represent 25%. Why? Because the chromosome Y doesn't carry this gene. Okay, that's right. Unit 4 is related to the taxonomy, principle of living organism classifications. Okay? Classifications. Now we are going to focus about the modern classification according to the what killers. Is divided 5 kingdom. Kingdom Munira. It contains Archobacteria, Eubacteria. Kingdom Protestia. Kingdom Protestia, it contains many phyla. Phylum Protozoa. Class Sarcodinia. Class Seriophora. Class Sporozoa. Class Flagellata. Another class Periophyta. Another class Dinoflagellata, it contains dinoflagellata. Okay, that's right. Iglinophyta. Another types, kingdom Munira, kingdom Protestia. Number 3, kingdom Fungi, Zygomycota, Ascomycota, Badidomycota. Number 4, kingdom Plant. Kingdom Plant is divided into, pay attention please, in kingdom Plant. Kingdom Plant, first phylums, higher algae, is divided, 3 phylums. Rhodophyta. Okay, it contains Chromatimoras, red pigment, marine weeds. That's represent Porcine. Number 2, class Phyophyta. That's represent brown algae. It's Chromatimoras, brown pigment. Focus. Finally, Chlorophyta. It consists of 2 living organisms, unicellular as Chlamydomonas, multicellular as the Spirogyra. Number 1, higher algae. That's depending on under the divisions of the kingdom plant. Non-flowering plant, it's called mosses. That's represent horizontal shape. It is the rachia and funaria erect or upright. Flowering plant, it's called Trichophyta. Kingdom Plantae. Phylum Trichophyta. Class number 1, Fairness, that's represent Polypodium and Adiantum. Second class, Gymnosperm, pine tree. Okay? Number 3, finally, kingdom class Monocotyledon, class Angiosperm is divided to subclass Monocotyledon and Dicotyledon. Finally, kingdom Animalia. That's right. What the following are from the common life features among living organisms. Choose 2 answers except the respirations, commons. B, mode of nutrition, difference. Maybe autotrophic, saprophytes, parasite. First one is the difference. The best answer, number 1, B, mode of nutrition. Excretion, all living organisms can excreting the production of the metabolic. Reproductions, all living organisms, different in production. Maybe internal fertilizations, maybe external fertilizations. So the best answers is B and E, 2 answers, mode of nutrition and mode of living. That's right. Number 2, if you know that dolphin is producing from the mating of male whales with a female dolphin, so it's expected that the different species. I accept this is the infertile living organism as that's found in the mule, tigons that's producing from 2 different species. Finally, the production of this, it's not ability to mating infertile or sterile. Okay, it doesn't similar to the parents, it doesn't able to reproduce. The best answer is B, is doesn't able to reproduce. That's right. The best answer, P and E. The best answer, P, in the second questions, doesn't able to reproduce. That means that infertile or sterile. That's right. If the scientific name of onion is Ilium sepia, and scientific name of garlic is Ilium stevium, so both of them is different in Kingdom, wrong. Phylum, wrong. Genus or species. That means that different in the species, but the first name is a 3% genus, and second name is species, so the different in the species. The best answer is D, species. If the number of individuals in one of the Animalia phyla is about 3 million, so the number of individuals in the class is the phyla may be, when you do this ascending, okay? Descending, the number of individuals is decreased. So it is the 3% D. The divisions, hierarchy, is called kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, finally, species. That's right. So the best answers in questions number 1, D, species, and questions number 2, D, it is 1. Which of the following organisms don't have level in the taxonomic hierarchy? Euglena, Gnostic, Prions, Spirogyra. Euglena undergoes the vertical divisions, modern classification. Gnostic from the Eubacteria, okay, autotrophic. Prions, a specific type of the virus, causes made in the cows, okay. The best answer is prions because the prions is representing the specific type of virus. A virus not undergoes the vascular hierarchy 5 kingdom. Kingdom Protestia, Kingdom Munira, Kingdom Animalia, Kingdom Plantae, Kingdom Fungi. Which of the following organisms is classified by the scientific weight killers in the modern classification system? HIV, human immunity deficiency virus. What's the meaning of HIV? Human immunity deficiency virus. Causes the AIDS, AIDS, acquired immunity deficiency syndromes. Okay? Wrong. Why? Because HIV that represents the virus. Malaria plasmodium. The best answer is this is the malaria plasmodium. Why? Because the malaria plasmodium, it undergoes these divisions according to Kingdom Protestia, phylum Protozoa, class Sporozoa. So it undergoes the vascular modern classifications. But in prions made of cow disease, مرض جنون البقر. Tomatoes, apicols, stunt virus, TASVD, this is a specific type of disease infected the tomatoes. Okay. Best answers in 1, C, prions, number 2, B, malaria plasmodiums. All the following are from the characteristic features of phylum Protozoa, except the number of body cells. This can't be seen by naked eye. Okay, can seen by naked eye, the number of the body cells. All the following are from the characteristic features of phylum Protozoa, maybe unicellulars. That is autotrophic, not autotrophic. That it has a simple structures, a living organism that unicellulars and has undefined shapes. Amoeba or paramecium, the best answer is amoeba. That's right. So it is autotrophic. All the following are from the characteristic of features of phylum Protozoa. Protozoa, autotrophic? No. It's a specific type of parasite. So it's not called autotrophic, okay? Protozoa is not autotrophic. Autotrophic found in Euglena, phylum Euglenophyta. A living organism is that unicellulars and indefinite shape. Amoeba, it is unicellular living organism. Kingdom, Protestia. Phylum Protozoa. Class, Sarcodinia. It's moved by pseudopodia. Pseudopodia in indefinite shapes. That's right. The reason the scientists weight killers are putting amoeba, paramecium, and euglena in one kingdom is structure of the body, means of locomotions. No. Amoeba, paramecium. No. Amoeba moved by pseudopodia. Parameciums made by the cilia. Mode of nutrition, both of them different in mode of nutrition. Structure of the body, or the method of the reproductions, that's the best answer is structure of the body. Unicellular, both of them is unicellulars. The standards that make the scientific weight killer put euglena and Gnostic in 2 different taxonomy groups is different in the mode of living organism? No. No different in mode of living organism? No. Presence of the plastid, both of them contain the plastid. The number of the body cells, both of them unicellulars. Type of nucleus, and the Gnostic prokaryotics, but euglena eukaryotics. That's right. The best answer is number 1, A, structure of the body, and D, the type of the nucleus. That's right. All organisms that consist of hypha are parasitic, unicellulars, prokaryotics, multicellulars. The parasitic, it contains the hypha. That means that found a specific type of fungi. Unicellular living organism, maybe. Prokaryotics, multicellular living organism. All organisms that consist of hypha are multicellular living organism. All the living organism fungus consists of hypha except yes, the fungus. The best answer is the best fungus. So the best answer in the questions number 1, multicellulars or living organism contain hypha. That means that it is hypha that surrounds the cell wall or cell membrane of living organism to make penetration the body and the invasion through this hypha. Hypha is example of roots in the plant, for example. That's right. Algae live as organism. Parasitic is depending on another living organism because it's harmless, it's called the host. No. Predators, as the lions. No. Free living organism, saprophytic. The best answer is free living organism, not saprophytic. Saprophytic is found in the fungus, specific type of the bacteria, it's called saprophytic. The best answer is free living organism. Which of the living organisms don't producing spores? Plasmodiums produce the spores. Penicillium produces the spores. Pelusylvania is specific types of the algae. It's called red algae or rhidophyta. It's only not doesn't producing the spores. The best answer is C. Okay? Pay attention, please, in this point. And now going to board. Pay attention, please, dear students. Study the characteristic of the living organism. The answers. Organ number 1. Consists of the filament sticking together by gelatinous coat. This type, it's called rhidophyta, Polysymphenia. Organism 2 consists of the branched filament and the marine weeds. It is called the fucus and phyphyta. Organism number 3 consists of unbranched filament. It's called the cladominous chlorophyta. The phyla that's including the organisms are rhidophyta, periophyta, chlorophyta, wrong. Periophyta, rhidophyta, wrong. Start rhidophyta, phyophyta, chlorophyta. The best answer is C. All the following are from the similarities between the organism number 1 and organism number 3, except 1 and 3. Okay, as the same. 1 is specific type of pigment. The best answer is the nucleus of structures. No, the type of the pigment. The best answer is C, the type of pigment. That's right. Which of the following doesn't contain xylem vessels? Pines, bean plant, polypodiums, funaria. Pines, vascular plant. Beans, vascular plant. Polypodium, vascular plant. The best answer is funaria. It's non-flowering plant, doesn't contain xylems and phloems. The best answer is funaria. Which of the following organism is this advanced in the modern classifications? Riccia, Polypodium, Polysylvania. Coccus, number 1. Followed by the number 1, coccus. Number 2, Polysylvania, Riccia. 1, coccus. Number 2, Riccia. 3, Polysylvania. Finally, the Polypodiums. So the best answer is which of the following organism is advanced in the modern classifications? It's called Polysymphenia. Polysymphenia is a specific type of algae. This is the related to plant. Coccus, number 1. Number 2, Polypodium. Finally, Riccia. That's 3. And finally is not related to this advanced Polypodium. Coccus, Riccia, coccus. Number 1, coccus. Polypodium, Riccia, and the Polysylvania. The best answer is Polysylvania. That's right. Okay? There are some living organisms live in the Red Sea. That means that marine weeds in the salt waters. Different size and have endoskeleton, rich in the calcium. That means that pony living organism endoskeleton. For example, the specific type of the kingdom Animalia. Phylum Chondrioctes as the shark. Osteoctes as the found in the poultry and the puri. It's called Tilapia nilotica. There is a difference between the Chondrioctes endoskeleton is cartilage. Osteoctes endoskeleton is bones as found in the tilapia or called Tilapia nilotica. Poultry. Chondrioctes, Osteoctes, Agnatha jones that found in the lamprey. Crustacea, that means that arthropods. So the best answer is Osteoctes. Number 2, Chondrioctes as characterized by all the following except their mouths have a teeth. That's right, shark have a teeth. Had a teeth. They have endoskeleton. That's right, but it's cartilage. They have an operculum. No. Chondrioctes doesn't contain an operculum. Cover the gills. but it found in the osteoctete. So the best answer is they have an operculum. That's right. Study the characteristic of the living organism. Organ 1, it is a genetic material found in the cytoplasm. That means that prokaryotic. Organism number 2, its cells contain a green plastid and eye spot, euglena. Number 3, organism 3, the females, viviparous, and the suckles its young. Viviparous has the ability to give a pairs. It's found in the mammalia and suckle their youngs. Okay? The kingdoms that's including this organism are, respectively, Munira, prokaryotic, Protestia, eukaryotic, Animalia, that's the female, viviparous. What the meaning of the viviparous? Give the pairs. That's right. Okay? What is the correct ascending arrangement of this organism? Salamander, ostrich, rayfish, lizard, according to their evolutions. Number 1, what do you about these questions? The best answer is rayfish. Number 1, rayfish from the chondroctes. Salamander, kingdom, Animalia. Phylum, Chordata. Class, amphibians. Kingdom, Animalia. Phylum, Chordata. Subclass, Vertebrata. Class, Reptilia. Kingdom, Animalia. Phylum, Chordata. Subphylum, Vertebrata. Class, Aves, the three-peasant ostrich. Dear student, thank you a lot for you. I wish I could see you again, inshallah. Focus in exam. Best wishes for you. Thank you a lot for you. And goodbye.
أولى ثانوي.
فرصة جديدة وحلم جديد وهنعديها بالتأكيد.
وهنعديها بالتأكيد. أولى ثانوي.